Hey everyone, welcome to Mama from Scratch. My name is Emily and I'm so excited that you are here today. I have two really cute summer DIYs to share with you and I hope that you will be able to recreate these to decorate your home on a budget. So let's get started. Almost all the products are from the Dollar Tree except for the carbon paper and then the printout that I'm going to show you here. I will try to have this link down below. I'm trying to create one for you, so hopefully it'll work. You could also use stencils that they have at Dollar Tree, or you could use the stick-on vinyl lettering. It's completely up to you, but I will be using this really cute yard sign as well as some colors of paint. It's completely at your choice. Some paint brushes. You're going to start by flipping over your sign and then removing the tag on it. This bugger did not want to come off. So you can just heat it up and it should come off. I was just too lazy to do that. The next step is to take some white paint and cover the sign completely. Now I did leave a little bit of the edges raw on this because I wanted it to look a little bit more on the rustic side, but it's your choice. You can add more paint or less. Do what your heart's desire is. Now that I got my sign pretty much covered, now it's time to cover this yard sign. I did not like the green on it. This may be your coloring, but for me, it just wasn't appealing. So I decided to cover it with some gray paint, and that still didn't do it for me. It blended in way too much to the silver. So then I went in with black and just did the trim. Now you could spray paint this whole thing if you wanted to. That was my original plan. But then after looking at it, I wanted there to be a pop of color. So I covered the edging and all the other green parts in black, and then I'm gonna go in with white and cover up the orange that's on the flower. Again, you can leave this if you want to, but I'm first covering it with white, and then I will go in with yellow to cover up the flower petals. Once I got the petals covered in the yellow, then I decided to get rid of the red that was also in the middle of the flower, cover that in yellow, and then I went in with some black and just kind of dotted that on, and it just completely changed the look of the whole sign. So do whatever colors you would like. The next step is to take the carbon paper and put it underneath the printout. Now I always print out my things in Word, which you can do. I've shown you guys that in past videos, but again, I will try to have a printable one for you just to download because it fits this Dollar Tree sign so well. So after I get done tracing that and putting that in, I will just go in with my black paint and then fill in the lines. Again, you can choose whatever coloring you would like. So now that we have our lettering on and it is dried, I'm going to go ahead and take the house that we painted and it's dried now, add a little bit of hot glue to the back. You could use E6000 as well, but hot glue works just fine, and then you're going to stick that right on. I did remove the stick that it was on. We're going to use that later to hang the sign. So once that's on there, I decided to add a little bit of flowers on there because I wanted a little bit more color to the sign, and I had these purple ones. You can find a ton of different flowers at the Dollar Tree. These were just some spare ones I had, and I clipped them down to fit the size sign. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of greenery and add that into the edging. Sorry for the lighting. The sun decided to creep through the window. I didn't notice it until after I was done gluing a lot of this down. So I just snipped a smaller pieces and then just started layering them in on my sign. And then I thought, what if I take some of that new Dollar Tree ribbon that they have and maybe make a bow for the middle of the bottom of the sign? And then I didn't like that idea, so I decided to fill that back in with just some more greenery and flowers, and I really like the way that came together. This ribbon is just too cute to pass up, so I thought, what if I used it as a frame for the sign, and it looks really good on here. I love it. They have 3 different new ribbons at Dollar Tree. The second one is there, and then I used another one on my Trash to Treasure video that I posted on Sunday, so if you haven't seen that, I'll leave that link down below for you to go watch next. But this ribbon is just so perfect for the sign, and I had no intention of using ribbon for the sign when I first started, but sometimes as you're working on a project, it just kind of unfolds and you get all these new ideas, and I'm just loving the way this project is coming together. I hope you guys are loving it too. Now you can leave the sign just as is, but I wanted to hang this, and so I thought maybe I should use the ribbon to hang it, but then I thought, wait a second, we have that wire that was from the house, so I just bent that down. It doesn't bend that easily, but I already had the one hole from the original sign, so I just used some pliers to bend it, and then it just hooks right around the sign. And then I had to drill another hole on the other side because I couldn't poke through it. So you can do that, and then you'll just bend the rest of the sign, and this is the way it came out. I love it. It is so perfect for summer, but just for welcome people to your house. I am so happy with this project, you guys. I hope you enjoy it just as much as I do. For the next project, you're going to want some paintbrush. Again, we're going to be using some ribbon for this. I'm going to be using this summer sign, some carbon paper again, and then I printed out the word sweet, and then I'm using some paper from Michael's that was 79 cents, and then these wall decal stickers from Dollar. So to make the signs a little bit more cohesive, they were pointing all in different directions, so I took the middle sign and made that have an arrow basically on each end so it points. It was not the easiest thing cutting with scissors, let me tell you. I had to put some muscle into that, and then all the top and the bottom one I just squared off so they just look like rectangles. You can get a good visual, and then I removed the twine that was on there. Next, I took my paper from Michael's that was 79 cents, and I just put my signs on and I traced around it. That way I could cut out the patterns for each sign. Now you don't have to use paper, you could just paint them if you wanted to, or use a different design. Whatever you have on hand works. I just thought this paper was really pretty and I wanted to make use of it, and it was, takes out a lot of the extra work. So if you want a simpler project, it's the way to go. Next, I took some Mod Podge and then spread that on each of my signs, and that just had a big blob come out. And then I'm just going to spread that all the way down the signs. And I want to say thank you to one of my subscribers. She mentioned that in my last video that I did for my signs to dampen the paper before you put it on with the Mod Podge, and it will get rid of all the ripples, and it totally works. So thank you so much for recommending that. I appreciate all the help. And if you guys have any tips, leave them down in the comments, because it's a community where we help each other out here. So once that's all on there, I'm going to set those to the side to dry, and then I just kind of press them down on the backs just to make sure it's all there. And if there's any excess left over, you can just cut it off with scissors. It's really simple. I'm going to take my vinyl letters from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to spell out the word home, and make sure you have your signs in the right order. So this one, they actually came with 2 of everything except for the H. There's only one H, so I had to freehand the one H on there. So I just used a Sharpie, and then I filled it in with some paint so I had the same coloring and shine to it. But just keep that in mind. So I just put those on, and then I will go back and make sure they're all even before I press them completely down. And you can Mod Podge over these if you want to, or you don't have to. It's completely up to you. Now for the middle sign, you can use the same lettering, but I want it to be slightly different. So again, I'm just using my carbon paper here with my little sponge helper, and I'm tracing that out. It didn't show up that well, so I just left the sign there, and I could kind of see where I indented on the sign. And I'm just filling this in with some white paint. And then once I got the white paint on, I filled it in with just a teeny bit of black in there just to kind of highlight it. And I really like the way it looked together. So just do whatever works for you. And then once you figure out your arrangement on what you want, I'm going to go in with that ribbon I used for my Trash to Treasure. I just really liked it. And then I made a little bit of a V shape at the top. That way I could use it to hang up. So you're just going to do a strip of glue on the back and make sure you line it up. You want your sign to be straight. And I put about 1.5 inches between each sign. And then I just press that on, and once that's dry, then you'll go on to the next side. And I kind of worked myself into a V, and I folded that over just a little bit and then glued that down. That way it would lay better for me. And then again, just make sure you have even spacing on the back sides when you put down your glue to glue that down. And you're pretty much good to go. I thought I might make a small bow for the very top, so I just looped that over and glued it together. It's optional, you can glue that on, not, and then I added a sunflower at the very top to hang on it, but I really like the way it came out. I hope you guys enjoyed these DIYs. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you decide to make these, tag me on Instagram so I can repost it in my stories. And I hope you guys just have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.